Imagine a satellite image zooming in on the middle of nowhere. A vast, bone-dry desert. No ocean for 1,000 miles. Yet there, in the sand, sits the unmistakable gray silhouette of a modern warship. Not one. Dozens. Full-size destroyers, frigates, even what looks like an aircraft carrier deck, rising out of the dunes like a mirage made of steel. This is not science fiction. This is northwestern China, 2025. And the world is quietly asking one question: why is China building an entire navy in the middle of the desert? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going deep on one of the strangest, most talked about military projects on Earth. Stick around until the end, because the second half gets spicy with rumors that even seasoned analysts whisper about. Let's start with what we actually know. The place is called Taklamakan Desert, in Xinjiang province. Specifically, a corner near the old Silk Road city of Ruoqiang. Google Earth first spotted the outlines in late 2021. At first people thought it was just mock-up targets for missile practice. Fair guess. The US has similar concrete shapes in the Utah desert for bombing runs. But then the images kept updating. By 2023 the targets had superstructure. Radar masts. Helicopter decks. Vertical launch silos. Exact copies of real People's Liberation Army Navy ships. Type 052D destroyers. Type 055 Renhai-class cruisers. Even a perfect replica of China's third aircraft carrier, the Fujian, complete with electromagnetic catapults. These are not crude outlines. These are one-to-one scale models built with real steel and real systems. Satellite photos from 2024 show cranes still working. Workers in hard hats. Trucks hauling what looks like phased array radar panels. So what's going on? The official Chinese line is simple: it's a training and testing facility. Fair enough. Militaries do that. But the scale is insane. This isn't a backyard mock-up. This is a 4-square-kilometer naval base in the sand. They even dug a giant rectangular lake to float the carrier mock-up. Pumps bring water from underground aquifers just to keep it full. Think about that for a second. China is using precious desert water to keep fake oceans wet. That alone tells you how serious they are. Reason number one most analysts agree on: realistic training without leaving home. The real Chinese Navy trains mostly in the Bohai Sea, Yellow Sea, and South China Sea. All of those areas are watched 24/7 by US, Japanese, Taiwanese, and Australian satellites, planes, and submarines. Every time a Chinese carrier group leaves port, half the Indo-Pacific knows about it within minutes. Out in the Taklamakan, nobody can watch. No foreign submarines. No P-8 Poseidon flying overhead. Just empty desert and Chinese radar. They can practice launching J-20s off the fake carrier deck as many times as they want. They can rehearse saturation missile attacks. Electronic warfare. Damage control. All in total secrecy. Reason number two: weapons testing. Those mock-ups have real radar arrays. Real CIWS guns spinning. Real VLS cells. Some analysts swear they see live launches on blurry video. Testing hypersonic anti-ship missiles against moving targets in the open ocean is hard and expensive. Testing them against a perfect replica of a US Arleigh Burke destroyer parked in the desert? Much easier. You can wire every inch of the target with sensors. Measure exact penetration angles. Record fragmentation patterns. Then rebuild the mock-up in a week and do it again. Reason number three: psychological warfare. China knows these images leak. They want the Pentagon to see them. They want admirals in Washington staring at satellite photos asking the same question you are right now. It's classic Maskarovka strategic deception on a gigantic scale. Make the enemy waste time and money trying to figure out what you're really doing. So far, those are the official explanations. The boring, rational ones. Everything I just told you is backed by open-source satellite imagery, think tank reports, and Chinese state media hints. But here's where the script flips. Grab your tinfoil hat, because now we enter rumor territory. And trust me, the rumors are wild. Rumor number 1, and this one is everywhere in defense forums: the desert ships are decoys for space-based weapons. Think about it. The US, Russia, and China all have co-orbital anti-satellite weapons. Blinding or kinetic kill vehicles. In a real war, the first thing everyone does is shoot out the other side's eyes in orbit. So what if China built perfect replicas of its real fleet in the desert to fool enemy satellites? Enemy battle managers look down, see destroyers neatly parked in rows, assume those are the real ones hiding inland, and waste their precious ASAT shots on steel in the sand. Meanwhile, the actual Navy is already at sea, silent, dark, and very much alive. Crazy? Maybe. But China has done decoy games before: fake airfields, inflatable tanks, the works. Why not scale it up to ships? Rumor number 2 gets even darker. Some people, mostly on Chinese social media before the censors delete it, claim the desert fleet is a backup plan if the real coast gets nuked. Hear me out. In a full-scale war over Taiwan, the US could hit every single Chinese naval base with conventional or, God forbid, nuclear cruise missiles. Shanghai, Qingdao, Hainan all gone in the first hour. But the Taklamakan is 2,000 kilometers inland. Out of reach for most submarine-launched weapons. So the theory goes: after the coast burns, surviving crew and engineers rush to the desert, commission the pre-built ships, pump water into new canals, and literally sail a second navy across man-made rivers toward secret tunnels that connect to the Yellow River and then the sea. Is that physically possible? Probably not without 20 years and $1 trillion. But the fact that people inside China are seriously discussing it tells you how deep the paranoia runs. Rumor number 3 is my personal favorite, and it's straight out of a Tom Clancy novel. Allegedly, the Desert Carrier is not a mock-up at all. It's the real fourth Chinese carrier, built in secret, away from spy satellites that watch the real shipyards in Dalian and Shanghai. The story claims the modules were rail-shipped in sections, assembled under massive tents, and one day, poof, China rolls it onto a giant crawler, transports it 200 kilometers overnight on a secret desert highway, and launches it into a hidden inland sea fed by redirected rivers. Again, engineering reality says no. But the Fujian lookalike is so detailed that even the US Office of Naval Intelligence reportedly can't 100% confirm it's fake. Rumor number 4, it's a giant movie set. Yes, really. Some Weibo users swear Jackie Chan or the PLA propaganda department is filming the most expensive military blockbuster ever made. Think Top Gun Maverick, but 10 times the budget and zero Western distribution. The ships are props. The workers are extras. And the whole thing is designed to make the Chinese population feel invincible. Evidence? Almost zero, except some drone footage that shows suspiciously clean decks and zero rust for ships supposedly sitting in the desert for years. Rumor number 5, and this one keeps admirals awake: the desert ships are for cyber and electronic warfare rehearsal against American carriers. The mock-ups have exact copies of US Aegis radar signatures. China turns them on, drives real HQ-9 missiles around, and practices blinding American ships with jamming while their own satellites and drones watch from above. Then they feed the data into AI wargames that supposedly run 24/7 in underground servers nearby. The goal? Figure out the perfect combination of missiles, drones, and jammers to kill a US carrier group before the carrier even knows it's under attack. Again, maybe. We know China has the most advanced electronic warfare units on the planet. We know they're obsessed with system destruction warfare. A full-scale desert replica would be the perfect sandbox. So where does all this leave us? Is the Desert Navy just a smart training ground? Probably. Is it also the biggest decoy operation in history? Maybe. Is it preparation for Doomsday, where China rebuilds its fleet after the coast turns to glass? Unlikely, but not impossible in the minds of some planners. Is the fourth carrier secretly sitting there right now, waiting for the order to move? 99% no, but that 1% keeps the internet buzzing. Here's what we can say for sure. China is spending billions of dollars on something most countries would never even dream of. They are doing it in total secrecy, deep inside their own territory. And every year the facility gets bigger, more detailed, more realistic. Whatever the real reason, training, testing, deception, or something we haven't even thought of yet, one thing is crystal clear. The People's Liberation Army Navy is not playing the same game as everyone else. While the rest of the world builds ships next to water, China looked at a desert and said, "Good enough." That alone should tell you everything you need to know about how they think. So next time someone says naval power is all about ports and coastlines, show them a satellite image of a carrier in the sand. War, strategy, and imagination just changed forever. What do you think is really going on out there? Training? Deception? Doomsday backup plan? Drop your theory in the comments, I read every single one. If you want more deep dives like this, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. We've got way more coming.